Hello everyone, welcome to Chirag SQL Server debug tutorial. In this video, we are going to learn how to add a new node into existing SQL Server always on availability group. So in previous video, we already learned about configure domain and domain controller, Active Directory for the SQL Server always on availability group, and second was configure failover cluster storage controller and quorum configuration for SQL Server always on availability group, and third one install the SQL Server 2019 on Windows Server 2016 with the SQL Server always on availability group. So we did these three parts. Now already our database is running in the failover cluster. Now we are going to add one more node on the always on availability group. So this is I am adding this one and new node. So for the adding the new node, we have steps. So we have some steps. Add a new node into the existing SQL Server always on availability group. So I have divided into the two parts. So first part I am going to see the server installation. Server installation. So already we did, just assume I already installed the server. I'm going to assign the static IP address on that. This is my new server. I'm going to assign the new static IP for that. So go and right click on that. Go to the change adapter setting, right click on the Ethernet options, right click, go to the properties, go to internet protocol. Here go to the properties. Here I already inserted the IP address. So like this, just remember that just for the DNS server, just always use this IP address, because we have configured the DNS server on the 7. So already we did this one, and just follow the previous video for that configuration. So next is turn off the Windows firewall. Let me check turn off the Windows firewall. I'm going to Windows firewall is that. So both the all are I'm going to off. So firewall I'm going to off. Click on OK. Next part is I'm going to verify the hostname and IP address for the new VM. Let me go to the configuration, cmd IP config. So this is my IP address. And now I am going to check this is I am able to access the other IP address or not. So let me ping SQL node 1. So I am able to ping my previous nodes. Node 1 and node 2 I already have, so I am able to ping. Okay. Now I am going to add SQL node 3 as a domain member. This is third part. IP verification is done. I'm going to the add SQL node 3 as a domain member. I'm going to the local server. I'm going to change computer name. I'm going to put the SQL node 3, and with the domain here I'm going to put h1 my domain chirags.in. So I'm clicking the OK. So inserted the ID password. Welcome to the chirags.in domain. So clicking OK. I need to restart because I changed the computer name. So click on OK. I'm going to restart now. So after that we'll move to the enable failover cluster features. So here we'll just enable the features from the add roles and features wizard. Let me check. Scheme. So let the open the server manager. You can able to see there is a domain name. So domain name work group is there chirags.in and our computer name SQL Note 3. So this is the third one. So now I am going to enable the features of failover cluster features. So I'm going to the add-on roles. Next, failover clustering. Going to add. Next, install. So installation is started. After that, we will move to the new add a new node to failover existing failover cluster. This is our final for the part 1. It will take few seconds to some seconds to add in roles. So we are just adding the failover clustering. Okay, installation succeeded. I'm going to close this. So next is add a new node into a existing failover cluster. Go there. Let me go to the failover clustering. Okay. Before that, so let me check. Failover clustering. Add node option is not coming. Let me check with the other. Here I'm able to see add node, but new server. Let me connect to the server. Cluster name. Forgot the cluster name. Let me check with the validations first. So, go to the next. Select a server, a cluster. Node 3. Next. So here I'm validating the clustering. Okay, everything is succeeded. I'm going to next. Finish. Refresh. Connect to the cluster. Check. I'm missing with the add node. Let me check how to add node. Let me add the node in another server. Admin password. Node 3 I'm going to add. So this is the last part of the part 1. After that we will go for the installation SQL Server 2019 and enable AG features. Let it complete. Not here. Restore the software updates, gathering information. This is taking some enough time for the testing of the process. So test report is passed. You can finish this. Now I'm going to the add node wizard, and here I'm going to next. We are just adding the new node, that is SQL node 3, and with the same domain chirags.in. So go to the next. Adding node to the adding node SQL Server node 3 to the cluster configuration data. So we are doing that. Finish. See, now we can able to see the node 3 is also the part of the cluster. So now I'm going to the third node server. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to connect to the cluster. Click on OK. Now we can able to see the node current host server in node 2. There is a roles. There is a 3 nodes. Storage, we can see there is a storage. And disk, if you want to see, there is a quorum disk is there, cluster disk is there, 20 GB. So all the things are completed for the part 1. For the part 2, install the SQL Server in 2019 in my third node and enable the AG feature. Okay, two things I have to do. So I'm going to the node 3. I already downloaded the SQL Server. Just go through the previous video how to download the SQL Server and how to install. We already saw that. Here also we are doing the same. So this is my development SQL Server. So right click on that. I'm going to mount. Right click on that. Run as administrator. So the installation, new SQL Server standalone installation. I'm going through that. Okay. So this is developer edition. I'm using for the testing purpose. Go to the next. This is a update service that won't affect anything. So I'm going to leave that. So with the next we will just complete the installation which per our requirement. It will take few seconds to start the installation process, and there is too many features are there, so we'll add on that. Yeah, so there is a warning in production. Just go through that and just change into past or try to change, and everything is passed. So I'm going to next. As per your requirement, you just select the features. I'm not gonna select the polybase now for now, and in which drive you are going to install. So I'm going to select that D drive for my reference. Go to the next. So stance name I'm going to give the same as we did in previous video, inst1. So stand ID I'm going to give the same. Go to the next. Next. Here I'm going to add I have created one service, so SB node 1. So I'm going to add this, I'm going to use this service, and password I've already written, I kept in the password field somewhere. Okay, that's not an issue. I have a password. Let me write on the notepad. HDS so node I'm using here, database. And integration services I'm using, and I have this password. for this account. I'm using that automatic. Going to the next collection. If you want to change, there is an option of collection. For the best installation of the database server, go through my another videos where we have seen the how to install the database. Here I am going for the mixed mode. Current user. If you want to change the data directory, so there is an option of data directory, temp.db. If you want configuration, memory and file stream, all the configuration is there. If you want to change, then you change it, otherwise leave it as usual. So now I'll go accept, and 2 times accept. This is installation for R and Python. After that I will go through the installation, and now I'm going to pause the video, and after success installation I will come back. Now installation of SQL Server 2019 is completed. So see there, all the features are installed and the status is succeeded. So now I'm going to close that. And second is enable the AG features. So for the enabling the AG features, let me go to the SQL Server. There's a configuration manager. Properties, and there is a always availability group. There is a features enable the always on group. So I'm clicking on here. Apply. So now I have to restart the server. So right click on that. I'm going to restart SQL Server instance T1. Okay, so server is restarted. So this part is completed. Now I'm going to verify the SQL Server always on availability group dashboard health. So I'm going to node 1. This is my node 1 5 IP. So here I'm going to always on availability group, expand that, right click on that. So dashboard. So here we can able to see the node 1, node 2, primary and secondary, everything is working, health is healthy. So now I'm going to enable the features for the SQL Server configuration for the node 3. So I already configured that AG feature. So now I'm going to verify. SQL Server network configuration, let me check. So, SQL Server network configuration. Going to enable TCP/IP properties. So IP all. I'm going to add 1433. Apply. Okay. Going to restart again. Whenever you are going to change any configuration, you should restart the SQL Server. So next part is restore the SQL Server origin availability group database on the new Replica SQL Server instance. So I'm going to take a backup of that. Right click, task, backup. So this is the path. I'm going to write the path. We want backup. New dot bak. So I created the new backup. Backup is created. I'm going to copy the new backup into my new server instance 3. There I'm going to put. So new backup. I'm going to restore the backup now. So okay, let's access the database from the node 1 server. This is your node 1, node 2, and I'm going to add the node 3. Browse network servers. Okay, so node 3 is there. I'm going to add okay SA. So node 3 is also connected. We don't have database now. I'm going to restore the database, and database should be in no recovery mode. Okay, Chirags new. Okay, so options, and I'm going to restore the database with no recovery mode. So clicking OK, restore successfully. See there, database in restore mode. And next, I'm going to add the replica into existing always on replica. So here I'm going to add the so I'm going to right click on the always on group, and there is options to add replica. Okay, so I'm going to add replica. Next, I'm going to connect with the, okay, there is a server 2 is there. It should be server 3. Let me start again. Primary replica. At one, going to the next. Okay, Yeah, there is a replica. There is option add replica. I am going to add there instance 3 connect. So this is a new replica. And there is a automatic framework selected synchronize commit. This is 3. So this is primary, secondary. Next, I am going to the next. So automatic setting. Here I am selecting the data synchronization method. We already restored a database copy of the node 3. Okay. So already we did the node 3. So now, therefore, I am going to choose the join only. So start synchronizing where the already restore the database. Log backup of each of secondary server. Going to the next. So check the listener configuration. We have a warning that not so. Into next. Going to finish. Yeah, everything is completed. So widgets completed successfully. Now I'm going to close. See, here we can able to see there is all nodes are available there and two nodes are secondary. So we have a primary node and other nodes are in secondary. So this part is completed. Now for the failover cluster manager, open the failover cluster manager, open the open the role properties. All nodes are available there and this one. Here I am going to switch the platform. Let me check all the things are working properly. So all nodes are prepared owner in the owner list. So properties, all the listed are there. Okay. So next I am going to use the failover testing for the SQL Server always on availability group. Okay. So for that we should perform a failover testing as well as after the adding a new node into the existing AG configuration. In the failover wizard, we verify the failover readless. It should show status of no data loss for the successful failover without any estimated loss. Select the new primary replica in the. So I'm going to the failover cluster. So first node, I'm writing the failover. So this is a failover cluster availability group for the my SQL availability group. So I'm going to the next. I'm able to see there is a node 2 and node 3 in the first node is primary, there is a secondary node and third node is there. So I'm just assume that I'm selecting the third node, clicking next, not connected, and let me connect with that. That is already connected, but for the testing purpose I have to connect that. So going to the next. So now my new primary is node 3 and current primary was this one, and the failover action is no data loss. So just remember that there is a primary in first one. Going to next. Okay, I'm going to close. So see there, I'm going to let me refresh that. So there is a database. I can able to access the database in the third server, and availability group. I'm going through that, and if I'm just show the dashboard, I'm clicking on that. See, now we have a primary in server node 3. Now primary and both the node are secondary. Okay? And you can also verify that developer cluster owner of the new primary replica in node 3. Here automatically owner is changed, so owner is now node 3. So again I'm going to change. I'm just assume I'm going to down the node 3 server. I'm going to shut down the node 3 server. So I'm going to the third server. Manually I'm going to do there. I'm going to stop the services. Let's see. Okay, server is down now. Now come there. See, now we have a primary on server 3 was there. Let me check in the dashboard. So it will take some time to move on. See, now primary is node 1, node 2 is secondary, node 3 is secondary, but this is down, and we have a warning. So if I'll go through that, the owner is changed. So like that also we can change the, we can check the helper cluster. Now I'm going to start the server, third server, node 3 server. Let me check again. Owner is node 1, that's not an issue. Here it will take few time to refresh. So primary 1, the primary, and now I can access this one now. Let me refresh that. Let me check the refresh button. Yeah, now all the nodes are up now, and this node become a node 3, and we have a healthy. So all the nodes we are checked. So in this video we are learn how to add a new node into the existing SQL Server always-on availability group. Already we did with the 2 nodes. Now we added the third node on that, and we already did this, the domain controller and Active Directory. And in this part we did part 1 with the server installation and configuration. Second part we installed the SQL Server and added to the developer cluster, and we did the developer cluster testing also. So these 3 already we did, and we already have a video on that. So hope this will help. Thank you for watching.